What's this? A letter for me.
Welcome to another episode of Through the Mail Thursdays on Remember the Great Sports. Today I'm going to share with you 3 autographs that I just recently got back in the mail. So to further ado, let me just tear into these envelopes and we're going to see who exactly we got. Alright, this first one is from a great Texas Ranger, White Sox / Milwaukee Brewer / Cub, and that is former Texas Ranger Scott Fletcher on 1, a Diamond King makes 2, 3, and 4. So Scott Fletcher, a very underrated player for his era. Very solid second baseman for many years on the Texas Rangers and the Chicago White Sox. But little did I know, since I just started looking into stats just now, he actually came up with the Chicago Cubs. I was totally unaware that he was a Chicago Cub. So he was with the Cubs for a couple seasons in 81 and 82. Then he was traded across town to the Chicago White Sox, where he spent 1, 2, 3 seasons with the White Sox before landing with the Texas Rangers that year. I guess that was in 1986. And this is an 86 Topps Traded. I've always talked about how I like the 86 Topps Traded, and there's a couple other YouTubers that have also shown their love for that set. So if you ever do decide to try to collect that entire set autographed, here's one of the guys out of the set, and he does sign through the mail. So he played a couple seasons with the Rangers, and he found his best season with the Rangers was actually very superb. In 1986, he batted .300, stole 12 bases, and hit 3 home runs. The home runs aren't big, but that's pretty darn good for your shortstop, batting .300. He followed up that next year batting .287, then .276. Then the following year, it was kind of a down year in 89 where he batted .239. After that 89 campaign, actually, I take that back, he batted .239 with the Rangers, then he was traded to the White Sox mid-season. So his overall batting average wasn't .239 that season. Well, he spent a couple more seasons with the White Sox, as you can see here, the team that he played for the previous decade. Then he went 1 season to the Milwaukee Brewers, and then he followed up his 93 and 94 years with the Boston Red Sox, and he played his final season with the Detroit Tigers at 36 years old in 1995. So overall, Scott spent 15 years in the majors, was a very solid middle infielder. I believe he played second and short. He was one of those type of guys, very solid defensively. I want to say he is currently in the coaching ranks. He's kind of bounced around a little bit with some different organizations, I believe, both coaching in the minor leagues and the major leagues. So I think he's still working in some capacity with some organization in the coaching, and who better to have as one of the, a 15-year major leaguer as your middle infield coach. One thing to do point out is he did have a son named Brian Fletcher that did play in the minor leagues. I don't know if Brian is still playing or not, but I had the opportunity to meet him as well. And I always carried Scott Fletcher cards with me, in a box in my car just in case Brian's dad would show up, and it never happened. So pretty cool that Scott still signs through the mail, though. And I don't know if Brian's still playing, but if he is, thanks for signing in person for me. I had the father-son duo complete. So thank you very much. All right. This next one, I've actually gotten back before. I've shown him on this channel. I'm repeating myself. I apologize. But I love this set so much that I had to send this to him. And that is the 1985 Topps #1 draft overall pick subset. And that is Mr. Floyd Bannister on 1. An 87 Topps, a Fleer, and Bada bing. A 91 Fleer. Look at that. Again, there's Chase is trying to collect that 91 Fleer set, so if you haven't gotten Floyd Bannister yet, definitely consider doing it. Floyd Bannister, a left-handed starter. He was the #1 overall pick in the 1976 draft. You know, highly touted prospect. He is the father of Brian Bannister, the former Kansas City Royal and New York Met. So there's another father-son combo, you know, that I just mentioned. But Floyd pitched for a long time in the majors. Unfortunately, he played for some pretty bad teams. It seems like no matter where Floyd went, he had some teams that were pretty miserable that he pitched on. Those Astros teams, those White Sox teams, the Royals, the Angels, all were very mediocre at best teams. And that's at best. So I'm not going to spend too much time on Floyd Bannister, only because I have a previous video already posted talking about his career. You can certainly look at his career numbers below, in the comments, you know, section below, or the description below, and I will also link the video that I'm referring to. So I just don't want to stand here and repeat myself and, you know, talk about a player that I've already talked about. And the only reason that I decided to write him is because I came across that 85 Topps, and in the last video I didn't send that to him. So thank you, Mr. Bannister, for signing again for me. I really love the 85 Topps #1 pick cards. They brought those back, you know, a couple years back, in, I want to say, the archive set or whatever. You can correct me. I don't collect newer cards, so I may be wrong there. But very cool subset. The 85 Topps set is just so monumental that they tried so many different things with that set. I mean, they had the father-son cards, they had the #1 draft pick cards, they had the Team USA cards for the first time. I mean, that 85 set was like a trailblazer set, in my opinion. And if I ever get an opportunity to buy a complete set, I will do so. So, thank you very much, and Mr. Bannister, and those are a very nice addition to the collection. All right. Oh, goody. This is one of my favorites, and this was very nice of him to do this. This is a record holder, guys. You're going to really like this one, okay? This is 1, 2, 3, and 4 Roe Skidmore autographed rookie cards. They're not signed by Dunnigan, they're signed by Skidmore. Mr. Dunnigan has passed away, so that's perfectly fine that Mr. Skidmore wrote over Mr. Dunnigan, because it's not like I'm going to be able to get him to sign it anyway. But in addition to signing these, he also has a custom card, and I don't know if this is something that somebody sent him and he was just nice enough to make it, you know, send it to me. But Joel, enjoy the autographs. 1970 Cubs. So that's a nice little addition that he threw in there. But here's what you're going to like about Roe Skidmore, guys, and why this is so unique. He is the all-time leader in career batting average. You're going to be like, what are you talking about? Remember the great sports. He's not the all-time leader in career batting average. That's, you know, that's Ty Cobb. Everybody knows that. Well, technically you're right. But I'm going to get you on a technicality here, guys. Okay? Roe Skidmore had 1 at-bat in the majors, and he has 1 hit. His career batting average is 1,000. 1.0000. This is one of the only few people in the history of the major leagues that has only had 1 at-bat and he got a hit as a position player. I mean, I'm sure there's probably a pitcher or two that's done that. But as a position player, this is one of very few people that has a career 1,000 batting average. So what do you guys think of that one? I mean, I just thought that was so cool. I found a stack of these vintage cards at a flea market of all places, and I want to say they're like a quarter a piece, or they were really, really affordable. They were really cheap, and I was lucky enough to find a four stack of them there. And when I looked up the history of Roe Skidmore, I was also looking at Jim Doonigan, like, oh, can I ride him, that kind of thing. And I figured out that he had passed away. And then I read this factoid about Roe Skidmore, and I'm like, oh, I got to get his autograph now. This is the all-time batting champ at 1,000. So to get serious though, he came up in 1970. This is as you can see, the only major league card that he has. I don't know if there's any minor league cards out there or not, but he had one game as a pinch hitter. I don't even think he had a chance to play the field that game. And as I'm telling you this story, I'm trying to find his Wikipedia page, as well. I have his major league stat page up, which isn't much because it's one game. But in 1966, Roe came up in rookie ball and played in the Northwest League for the Yakima, whatever they were at the time. He played in Yakima. The following year, he got to play in Decatur, which is actually, ironically, his hometown. So, hometown boy gets to play, for the Giants affiliate in his hometown. So that actually worked out for him. He followed up the '68 season as well, also in Decatur. Then he bounced around a little bit, and he found himself playing for the Cubs. And in 1970, at the age of 24 years old, he got the opportunity to come up to the majors and got his first hit. In total, he appeared in 1,289 games as a minor leaguer. This was before and after his only major league appearance. He split the season between two teams, the San Antonio Missions and the Tacoma Cubs, so AA and AAA. But on September 17th, 1970, during a 9-2 loss, the Cubs were losing 9-2 against the Cardinals. He got the pinch hit for the pitcher in the 7th inning, and he singled off a left-handed starter, Jerry Royce. He never got to score a run. The Cubs never got out of that inning, and after that season, the rest of the year, he never got to play, or get another at bat. So the following season, after that, he was sent back down to the minors, and he actually was not with the Cubs. He was with the Chicago White Sox. So he went across town and he played the entire 71 season in AAA. Going into the 72 season, he was again in AAA for the White Sox, but it appears that he was traded to the Cincinnati Reds. The Cincinnati Reds then placed him in their affiliate, and he finished the year playing for the Reds, and he also played the following year in 73. Well, after the 73 season, he played for both the St. Louis and the Houston Astros affiliates in Tulsa and Denver. However, he did not get up with either of those teams, and then he stayed with the Astros for the 75 season, and then it appears he split the 75 season between Pawtucket and Iowa. Pawtucket being the Red Sox affiliate, which it still is to this day, I believe. So I don't even know what to say, guys, about Roe Skidmore. I mean, this is just so unique, of an individual that I just had to get this guy's autograph. So in closing, if you guys get an opportunity to find this card, a Roe, I again don't know if he has a minor league card. He might, but they're not as plentiful as these 71, these Topps cards are, or these 71 Topps, yeah. But, just if you get a chance, pick up one of these 71 Topps rookie cards, send it to Roe, and tell him, how much you appreciate him being a major league player. And tell him that you saw him on my channel. Maybe he'll come check out this video and watch it for himself. So thank you, Mr. Skidmore. This is such a unique autograph to have. Again, thank you, Mr. Bannister, and thank you, Mr. Fletcher. Both Bannister and Fletcher spent numerous years in the major leagues, and this guy, Roe Skidmore, got to live his dream of having an at-bat in the major leagues. And not only did he get to take that at bat, he got a hit. So I guess if you're only going to have one opportunity to do it, he did the best that he could with that opportunity. I mean, it would have been cooler if he hit a home run. But you would just think that some team would have gave him another at-bat somewhere during his professional career for spending as long as time as he did in the minor leagues in AAA. You'd have thought somebody said, oh, you know, let's just bring up this Skidmore guy because, you know, we want to see what he can do for us. So, anyways, thank you very much. I appreciate it, Mr. Skidmore. This is one of the coolest things that I've ever gotten. I mean, again, I don't know if this is a custom that somebody made and sent to you, but if you make these customs, that's very, very nice that you do this for your fans. Thanks for watching, guys. Look forward to your comments below.